I don't mind being right, even when we got it wrong. I kinda like making it up as we go. And ever since the second grade, when you first caught my eye, I knew you were different in all the ways I like. And I won't hide that I'm right, even when we got it wrong. I kinda like making it up as we go. And ever since the second grade, when you first caught my eye, I knew you were different in all the ways I like. And I won't hide that I'm right, even when we got it wrong. But why you keep playing? We're not the same, man. This other little light, the common ground is shaking in your eye. If you could believe me, let's jump in the deep end. We'll jump in the deep end, yeah. I said, hey, we don't need to leave all the differences aside.
Oh, wow. You look absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Have a fantastic day, yeah? And then the rest of your life like that as well. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Better than a model.
You're right. I'm nothing like you, and you're nothing like me. Opposite sides, and that's what makes it right. Or every time that you think it's gone too far, we come a long way, and I know that it's only just begun. If you think that loving someone else could ease your mind, let me just remind you, dear, of all the hills we've climbed. And I don't mind being right, even when we get it wrong. No. And I said, hey, we don't need to leave all the differences aside. You and I feel right. I said, maybe we don't need to leave all our differences aside, 'cause that's what makes it right. I'm nothing like you, and you're nothing like me. We don't agree, and that's what makes it right. I'm nothing like you, and you're nothing like me. Opposite sides, and that's what makes it right.
Good afternoon, friends, family, unsuspecting seabirds, and welcome to the celebration of Katie and Sam's marriage. I'd like to begin by thanking each of you for being here today. I think I've had the good fortune to meet most of you over the last couple of days, but for those of you who don't know me, I do have an unusual French name. I get Lexi, I get Lex, I get Al, but today, I think we can all agree it's not weird nor disrespectful to refer to me as the Right Royal Reverend. No, in all seriousness, it is a genuine privilege to be asked by Sam and Katie to officiate this ceremony. I've known Sam for over 20 years and Katie for over 10, and I've genuinely never seen them happier than they are now. Today is a celebration of the marriage of these two wonderful people, surrounded by their most beloved family and friends. I know it means a great deal to them that you've travelled to this beautiful island to share in their happiness and witness their marriage vows. I will do my best to give it the solemnity and seriousness it deserves.
No, you won't.
But as you will all know, the good news is Sam and Katie are already legally married, which means that no matter what I say and do today, I can't ruin or undo that, which will not only come as a relief to you guys, but also, I assure you, me as well. So before we begin, I wanted to talk a little about this wonderful setting here today. The boat is called Falcao Uno, and it's not just stunning, it's also historic. And the more I learned about it, the more I realised how it's a perfect metaphor for marriage and the elements you need a marriage to thrive. You see, this boat was built in 1965 using steel from World War II tanks. A marriage always benefits from having strong foundations that will help withstand life's battles. Sam and Katie's family here today represent those strong foundations, those who've been here for them since day one and have inspired them to become the people they are today. Now, this boat might be moored here in Mallorca, but it has seen the world and navigated many different seas, including the entire Mediterranean, the Caribbean, and the North Sea. And a good marriage needs adventure. And I think it's fair to say that Sam and Katie's quest to find the best coffee in Europe certainly qualifies for that. Now, let's just be thankful they didn't choose the North Sea for their party today. And at the risk of getting so geeky that only Sam will appreciate it, this yacht was one of the first in the world to have hydraulic stabilisers to keep the vessel steady in rough seas.
How you all doing with that?
Yeah. Now, the benefits of stability in a marriage are obvious, but a stable environment needn't be a place. You see, when you travel as much as Sam and Katie do, stability comes in the form of people. And those who will always be there for you, no matter where you are in the world. And Sam and Katie's friends here today, you guys are the stabilisers that keep them on an even keel. Then, to the ship's engine room, where you'll find 2 British Rolls-Royce engines. You might have heard them purring earlier. No matter how old we get, a good marriage always benefits from energy and stamina. And for reasons of decency, I won't over-explain the symbolism on that one. Lastly, a good marriage always needs a bit of glamour, revelry, fun. Remember to treat each other like a king and a queen every now and then. And this boat is the perfect setting for that. It was built for the Belgian royal family, has hosted the kings of Spain, countless aristocrats, and even golden age Hollywood A-listers like Grace Kelly have sailed aboard and stood where you lot are standing right now. So this boat represents everything you need for a strong, lasting marriage. And I think you'll agree that Sam and Katie tick every single box. Sam and Katie are the co-captains of their future. Get used to the nautical stuff, by the way. Setting sail into married life. As some amongst us will know, marriage can feel a bit like being at sea at times. There are blissful moments of calm tranquility, but there are occasional storms on the horizon, and those storms are much easier to deal with when you've got the person you love at the helm with you. And whether it's daunting board meetings, COVID lockdowns, or oyster poisonings, I've seen these two navigate plenty of squalls together. They're an amazing team, and I have the utmost faith in their lasting love, companionship, and commitment to one another. And so with that being said, it's time to let our Mallorcan lovebirds do the talking. So without further ado, Katie and Sam, please join hands and face each other. That'll do there.
Should we let everyone sit down before
Yes.
everyone falls in the sea?
Sorry, I didn't have that on your script. Please do take a seat. Yes. Katie with a perfect example of how brilliant she is there, just reminding us that, yeah, okay. Thanks, Katie. Without further ado, please join hands, we've got that. Take that one.
Yeah.
And repeat the promise you made a few weeks ago. Katie, do you take Sam to be your husband, your partner, through all of life's highs and lows, the calm and the storm? Do you promise to love, respect, support, and stand beside him forevermore?
I do.
Sam, do you take Katie to be your wife, your partner through all of life's highs and lows, the calm and the storm? Do you promise to love, respect, support, and stand beside her forevermore?
I do.
Now, the bride and groom have each prepared vows that they will now read. Maureen, if you do the honour of passing Katie her vows to read to Sam.
Thank you.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, probably should. Got a quiet voice. Sam, thank you for being my best friend, my biggest cheerleader, my personal chef, and most importantly, my 24/7 tech support. As the girls know, we couldn't even work the TV in the hotel room without you last night, so I need you for that. You challenge me to be the best version of myself. You don't just support me to achieve my dreams, you inspire me to make them even bigger. Everybody here knows how incredibly hardworking and ambitious you are, but one of my favourite things about you that you get a bit less credit for is your kindness. You dream big so everyone around you can benefit as well, and you go out of your way to help the people you care about to be the best they can be. I feel very lucky to be on the receiving end of that kindness and encouragement every day as your wife. I can't promise you that tomorrow will be perfect or life will be easy. There are still mountains to climb, adventures to happen, and there's no one else I'd rather traverse the ups and downs with. But I can promise you this. I won't make you fly Ryanair unless it's absolutely necessary. I'll never let you cry under a boardroom table alone. I promise not to throw out your random kitchen gadgets, even if I've got absolutely no idea what they do. I promise to remind you there's a world outside your laptop. And one day, if the stars align, I might even let you win an argument. Most of all, I promise to keep dreaming big with you, and I promise to keep choosing us every day forever. I love you.
Well played.
Thank you.
Now, Jill, if you'd like to come forward with Sam's vows for Katie.
Thank you. Katie, from the moment we met, you've been my teammate, my travel partner, and my sounding board. You've picked me up in moments when I've been at my lowest, even crawling under said boardroom table once to stop me crying. You've done it all with strength, grace, and usually a healthy dose of humour. Your resilience amazes me. You take on challenges, you create beauty out of nothing, and you somehow make it look easy. Today, I make these promises to you. I will support you in every crazy, brilliant, creative idea that you have. I will be by your side for every long walk, even if it turns into a route march and I'm questioning my life choices halfway up a hill, 20 kilometers from home. I will always try to remember that when you ask for my opinion, you actually just want me to agree with you. I will keep talking with you, listening to you, and growing with you through all the highs, the lows, and everything in between. I will do everything I can to be for you what you've always been for me, a partner, a teammate, and someone who never stops cheering you on. I love you, and I can't wait to spend the rest of our lives together.
Katie and Sam will now exchange rings as a symbol of their never-ending love and commitment to each other. These wedding rings are your anchors, grounding you in love, trust, and an unbreakable bond wherever you are in the world. I believe Steve is the bosun of the bands today. If you'd like to come forward with Sam's ring and Katie. There we go.
Thank you.
Please place the ring
Hold on to that for a second.
on Sam's left hand and repeat after me.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
With this ring,
With this ring,
I thee wed,
I thee wed,
now and for all our adventures ahead.
now and for all our adventures ahead.
Now for Katie's ring.
Jesus, don't mess this up.
Sam, please place the ring. There we go.
It's ahead of you.
You've done this before, yeah.
A few weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah. With this ring,
With this ring,
I happily marry you
I happily marry you
and join my life to yours forevermore.
and join my life to yours forevermore.
Beautiful. Now, I've always wanted to say this line. By the power vested in me, by nothing other than the magic of friendship, salt air, and a well-stocked bar, it is my honour and delight to pronounce this commitment witnessed, this moment marked, and this party officially started. Sam and Katie, you may seal this declaration with a kiss.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to present the new Mr. and Mrs. Newton Barry.
Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come, my baby. We might have took a long way. We knew we'd get there someday.
They said I'm bad, they'll never make it, but just to look at us holding on, we're still together, still going strong. You're still the one, you're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love.
Look at what we would be missing.
They said, I bet they'll never make it, but just to look at us holding on, we're still together, still going strong. You're still the one, you're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one, you're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight.
You're still the one.
You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. I'm so glad we made it. Look how far we've come now, baby.
Okay. Absolutely not your private dancer. And also, put your speech on your phone, they said. It'll be good. You got to charge your phone, haven't you? Yeah. Okay, do it again. Anyway, here we are. So, hello everybody. Have you had fun? Yes. Have you all charged your glasses? Yes. Not for the toasts. You're going to have to listen to Sam again shortly. Oh. So, on behalf of the extended Newton Barry family, I'd like to start with another welcome, really, and a thank you for everybody being here today. The effort you've made is fantastic, and also just I can see the enjoyment from everybody for the whole afternoon. And thanks for being here for the long weekend as well, really. Sam has asked me to provide the obligatory risk warning first, and that's given to anyone who invests time with Katie and Sam. And that really is, as you've probably found already, that you've got to be aware the level of the sea can fall as well as rise, and that Sam cannot guarantee the value of the safe return of your shoes at the end of the celebration. Would you expect anything less of me, Sam? For those who don't know me, I'm Phil, Katie's dad. And for those that do know me, I'm still Phil, Katie's dad. I am immensely proud to be here today as Katie's father and as Sam's new dad. Sorry. Woohoo! Sorry, Sam. Sorry, Steve, Jill. Apparently, I'm supposed to recount a little bit about Katie, but where do I start? Well, probably at the very beginning. Apparently, it's a very good place to start. Born on the 7th of August 1991 at 15:30, Katie entered the world with a hug for Mum and Dad, as beautiful, peaches and cream as she is today. And you really do look stunningly beautiful today, Katie. And thank you, Maureen, for sharing your beauty and demeanour with our daughter. And you look stunning today too. And as Jill has just said, even in Jill's dress. And Jill, you look stunning today as well. Trying to capture some words or thoughts. So we'll give this one a go, really. We've tried to capture every minute and the feeling in it to really see what's in your mind But each time we think we're close to knowing, you keep growing. We wish that we could freeze the picture and save it from the funny tricks of time. Like school bag in hand, leaving home early morning, waving goodbye with an absent absent-minded smile. You'll always be our funny little girl. From a very early age, Katie showed signs of being very bright. No easy option for Dad to skip pages in the bedtime stories. Well before the age of 2, Katie had memorised every word of every story ever read to her. I did take a lot of pride in that. A lot of pride in that. I'm saying that again because I've lost my place on the phone. Oh, there it is. As the father of a girl, I'd always wanted to see that Katie had a mind of her own, was strong, determined, and able to communicate with skill to win the day. What I'd not bargained for was all of these qualities would be fully deployed by the time that she was 2 years old. I kid you not. "I'll fasten my own shoes," was the cry of the day most mornings. And although she didn't have a clue how to do it, Katie developed her very own way of doing that. And she still uses that today, don't you? On behalf of Katie, I should also apologise to Liam, Emma, Megan and Alice. I've lost my place again. I've also got an email through. Newcastle got beat. You knew I would. Yeah, from a very early age, Katie honed her negotiating skills during her formative years, and I've yet to hear any of them provide Katie with the demanded 8 specific reasons why they should wear or do something ahead of Katie. During her school years, Katie went about her learning, pressured only by her own determination to get the understanding and the results that she wanted. I remember well an open day where the teacher confessed to having read and recounted with astonishment to his wife a story he was marking. It was written by Katie, a student so quiet in class that he didn't know who she was. This quiet determination is still with her today. It brought record-breaking examination results, something that Maureen and I are still so very proud of. I've mentioned Katie's determination a few times, and I should mention how she's used this to master her love of running. And you really do inspire us all, Katie. Katie's career to date, she is renowned for being smart, showing skill, attention to detail, getting things right, and also getting things done. And Katie's had some great teachers and mentors along the way, not least Maureen. But I'd also like to thank Carla, and Sam for supporting Katie along the way. Katie's also had a fairy godmother on hand all of her life, providing great support. Alison, thank you. You should all be very aware that I am the only fool that Katie takes gladly. And also that Katie can be as quiet as a mouse and as fierce as a lion, all at the same time. Good luck with that, Sam. Sam. Yeah, I've mentioned you now, haven't I? So here goes. Don't worry, I'm going to leave the full character assassination to Alexa. From first meeting you, you have shown Maureen and I great care and respect, and we love you for that. Thank you.
Sam, I would really like now to formally welcome you to the family, but I can't. You've been part of the family for years now already anyway. It is clear to see how much you love and care for Katie. You really are made for each other. And on a bad day, I'd say you actually deserve each other. You laugh too much there, you know them too well. As determined, smart and hardworking as Katie, it's great to see you together, supporting and challenging each other along the way. And Jill and Steve, thank you for raising such a precious little flower. Oh no, Sam to be the man that he is now. Alexei, careful. I know. I know that you are proud of him, and so you should be. Thank you for loving Katie as much as you do. You are part of the family now too. And Maureen and I love you very much. And we love spending time with you. Apparently our family and friends enjoy that more than we do. As to Katie and Sam, your magical mystery tour of Europe, Southern Ireland, Primrose Hill, Cambridge, and especially Palma is great to see. And it's great for us to share this along the way. Great memories, great memories. Keep it going, it's good work. One attribute of the Newton-Barry clan that I've not mentioned yet is humour. And I know how much Sam in particular is partial to a dad joke or two from me. So here goes. Who said, oh God? So, Katie had a happy childhood. I used to put her in tyres and roll her down hills. Those were the good years. It gets better, or worse. Yeah. Thanks, Andrew. I'll see you later. Sam, always remember a woman stays by a man's side during bad times. It's simply to tell him that none of this would have happened if you'd listened to her in the first place. Apparently, Katie's just finished writing a book on penguins. Probably would have been easier if she'd written it on paper. You won't believe this, but I'm known as a bit of a bull in a china shop. And I'm laughing because I've heard it before. Yeah, bull in a china shop. I was once hit over the head by a power tool. Everything was fine and then bosh. Sam, you will learn a lot from being married. When I got married, I didn't even know there was a wrong way to fold a towel. They never tell you that when you get married, not only do you get a best friend and partner, but you also get a driving instructor. And a sat-nav. Sam did not believe Katie when she said she'd leave him if he didn't stop singing songs by the Monkees. But then he saw her face. You gotta let it sink in a little bit. Maureen and I have a secret to making our marriage last, and it is superb. Thank you, Maureen. Twice a week, we go to a nice restaurant, drink a little wine, eat good food, and enjoy a good conversation. Maureen goes on a Tuesday and I go on a Friday. You're probably wondering where all these great jokes came from. Well, I kept waking up during the night the other night and telling myself jokes. I couldn't work out why, but then I realised I must have been lying funny. No. Before I'm thrown overboard, that's the end of the joke, I should ask you all to raise your glasses to Katie and Sam. But first, I'd like to wish you both the most wonderful life. Over the years, a lot of people have expected great things from you both, and I've no doubt this will come if it hasn't already. But my wish for you both is more straightforward. In your life together, find contentment, happiness, love, and compassion for each other. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses in a toast to Katie and Sam Newton-Barry, the bride and groom. I'll now hand over to Ed. No, Sam.
Thank you for that, Phil. Yeah. I'm not sure how I follow that.
With a song.
Yeah, no, thank you. So thank you everyone for being here again. This is a little odd for me. Normally when you want it higher?
Yeah.
Normally when I write a speech, Katie is the one that actually does it for me. So hopefully today I've saved you from you not knowing what's in this speech, from pulling faces at me in the front row as soon as I go off piece. So firstly, on behalf of me, drum roll please. Come on, drum roll, proper drum roll. And my wife. Yay! I imagine there are many of you who never thought this day would happen. My parents and myself included. In fact, my mother, for the several weeks leading up to this, said that no one would mind if Katie backed out of this, and that she should keep the ring for all the troubles that I've caused her. So, love you, Mum. So, as you can tell, Katie and I are firm followers of tradition, so I would like to use this speech to say a few thank yous. Katie and I genuinely mean what we said earlier. We are incredibly grateful to each of you for being here today. We have a wonderful group of friends. We wouldn't be standing here without your support, friendship, love, and impressive willingness to endure airport security. So thank you so much for that. I hope the passport control wasn't too bad. When planning this, we really wanted to make the day a thank you as well as a celebration. So I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves so far. More partying to come.
Thank you.
Cheers, Phil. With that in mind, I'd like to thank all the staff, the DJ, the chefs, the captain, Irene, I don't know where you are at this moment in time, but thank you. So a massive round of applause. There she is. Round of applause for the staff, please. I'd also like to thank the photographers who have been fantastic. They've had me in way more positions than I ever think I'll ever be in ever again. So yeah. Thank you so much. Round of applause for the photographers. Okay, on to some of the soppy stuff, so bear with me. Phil, Maureen, thank you for welcoming me and my family into your lives with open arms and festive onesies. I've never felt quite so cozy or stylish on a Christmas Eve. Don't take that seriously, please, I don't need another. Potentially you've welcomed us too enthusiastically. I'm not ever sure I've seen my parents party quite as hard as they have since meeting you two. Although, Alison, I think you might have something to do with that as well. Yeah, always. Phil, Maureen, you're both incredibly kind, wonderful, and happy people. You've made us all feel incredibly welcome and part of the family that we've always been part of. You've already done a huge amount for Katie and I, including rocking up randomly wherever we are in the world, and we can't thank you enough. Together, you've raised an incredible daughter who has absolutely impeccable taste.
Very good.
Given how strong-willed Katie is, and you've already mentioned this, I'm sometimes unsure how much you managed to teach her, given that she still can't tie her shoelaces properly. However, it is certain you've managed to guide her to becoming the incredible person she is today, and I can't thank you enough for that. I promise I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make her as happy as she made me. You both have set an incredible standard for a wonderful marriage, a caring partnership, and a happy life. Katie and I take inspiration from you every single day. Although I'm not sure I've nailed the holiday attitude just yet, I am working on it, and we both love you very, very much. I love you. Cheers.
Love you, Matt. Love you too.
To my new brothers, Liam and Andrew, at the back, who have done a sterling job today. Yeah. Thank you for embracing me and equally welcoming me to the family. And as everyone's just given you a round of applause, which I was going to say, thank you so much for all your hard efforts this weekend. It's been incredible. So round of applause again, people. To my parents, thank you for your endless love, guidance, and support. You've always been there for me, despite me often being stubborn, direct, driven, a right royal pain in the arse. Even when I poured mahogany furniture dye on your brand new beige carpet, you were... Yeah.
40 years I've wondered.
Yeah. You were kind and gentle and subsequently hid it under the most ill-placed and obvious rug, as Ed's just pointed out.
My entire life.
Yeah, my rug of shame, that was. You've always stood by me. You've encouraged me to try new things and learn. You've supported and engaged with every hobby I tried, from martial arts barefoot in the garden in the pouring rain, through Sunday league football and washing the kit, to air cadets flying, my love of maths and computers. You've even embraced, although genuinely I prefer it if you hadn't, the onesie ritual. Although I'm not sure you needed it to wear it on a golf course and post the pictures around to everyone. She did win an award, yeah. I was actually worried you guys would have some kind of themed onesies for later on today. Oh, God. Alexi, Carla, a special thank you to you both. Without your incredible support and efforts, we genuinely would not have been here today. You have both had enormous impacts on our lives. Carla, what you have done for us goes above and beyond friendship. You've been a mentor, an inspiration, and part of our family. We both love you very, very much. Alexi, bless you, you have put up with a lot of crap from both of us. Granted, mainly me. From late night sessions of Football Manager and arguing who should be our left winger, which escalated into late nights, including Katie, planning world domination. Usually after a bit too much wine or sake. Yeah. You've been with us through battles, through work, life, and everything in between. We've been through a lot together and we couldn't have asked for a better friend. So thank you very much, Alexi. Also, thank you for agreeing to our somewhat unconventional plan today. He did a fantastic job marrying us, didn't he?
He did. Well done.
To the Reverend James. Yeah. Finally, to Katie, my beautiful bride. Today, you took my breath away. I was in absolute tears when you came down. Just like the very first day we met, back on a rainy day in London, after you'd done several laps of the building and nearly got washed away. Right after that fateful meeting, I went for a drink with Alexi and I told him that I needed to find someone just like you. Little did I realize that my wish would come true. You've changed my life in ways I never could have imagined. Never did I expect to find myself getting sunburnt in numerous exotic locations while desperately working hard on a laptop, and Naxos Beach in 40-degree heat was a particular favorite. Nor did I imagine carrying around an ever-growing collection of books and pointless souvenirs, so thank you for that. The size of our luggage is now ridiculous. Thankfully, we've distributed some of those to all of you in your gift bags, so I told you I was glad you came. You've made my luggage lighter, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Katie, every day you inspire me, whether it's your random 6 a.m. half marathons, your quest to read every book possible, or the amount of effort you put into thinking of others. Today is a great example of that. Your kindness, generosity, and unconditional love have profoundly shaped my life. You've picked me up. We've already mentioned the traumatic boardroom table crying experience. Supported me through challenging times, competed fiercely with me The game of Monopoly that others started betting on in a pub in Cambridge springs to mind, and continually push me to become a better version of myself. You've embraced my quirks, like painting on all the walls with whiteboard paint so I could scribble on them as I'd already run out of room on the windows. My constant attachment to work, my precious flower status, I'm very glad in the vows you agreed not to put me on a bloody Ryanair flight again, and my roller coaster of a personality. You do all this whilst maintaining style, grace, and a 6-page to-do list. Your ability to care about every small detail whilst never losing focus on the bigger picture is a skill I thought I was good at, but you make me look like a rookie. I'm truly excited about our future. We have already lived an incredible life together, and I know it will get better from here. I'm incredibly lucky that I get to spend forever with my best friend, my dream team partner, and now, my wife. Yay! My promise to you, Katie, is to love, cherish, and support you through every page turn, every edit, every chapter of our lives, from one bestseller to the next. So everyone, could you please join me in a toast to love, laughter, and the next great adventure? To my beautiful wife, Katie.
Katie and Sam.
Right, you'll be pleased that's the sentimental stuff over. I'm going to hand you over to the Right Royal Reverend James for his sermon.
Well done, Sam.
Hello again. Yeah, hi. You all right? I know what you're thinking. Isn't that boat-obsessed reverend from earlier? Well, let me begin with a story about that unexpected role. You see, not long after Sam and Katie got engaged, Sam came up to Newcastle and the two of us went for a lovely meal in a French restaurant. Sam ordered a bottle of wine, standard. And he said, I've got something to ask you. And I was thinking, oh, okay. He poured a glass and he looked me in the eye and he said, will you marry me? And I thought, well, that's taken an unexpected turn. I knew we were close, but... And then he continued his sentence. He said, will you marry me and Katie? You did it. I said, oh, yeah, that's exactly what I thought you meant. Yep. Yeah, and it was indeed a genuine privilege to do the lovely ceremony earlier when they did ask me. I mean, Sam did ask me, but I thought I'd check with Katie as well to check that it was all right. And I said, where do we stand on nautical puns? I promise not to go overboard. Katie was worried. She was worried. Yeah. No, but despite the fact that the Catholic Church might be wishing they'd waited a little longer to elect a new pope, my role as celebrant is officially over. I now stand before you as a very proud best man. And I've known Sam since university. And there's two things you need to know about the day that we all moved in together in the halls of residence in Manchester. The first thing is I was late arriving, well after everybody else. I won't go into the reasons why, but for the Sunderland fans here, we'll have a drink and I'll tell you about it later. The second thing to know is some housemates, including Sam, and I think Hayley as well, there's Hayley, I think we're the victim of theft, is that right? Do you remember that? Do you remember this? Sam remember, yeah. While they were unpacking, some opportunist scoundrels nicked their stuff, like typical student possessions, bikes, laptops, Rubik's Cube. Oh no, that was just Sam actually, and I think they left back behind, didn't they? Yeah. Now, because I was late, everybody already gone out to the bar to get to know each other, and obviously this is in the days before WhatsApp and everything. So I was alone in an empty room, and I was like twiddling my thumbs, and I spotted a deck of cards. So I just started piling these cards up into a massive, admittedly quite impressive pyramid of cards, and then I went to bed. And then it turns out Sam arrived later that night, 3 sheets to the wind. That's another nautical pun, by the way. And he saw the deck of cards, and he thought, yes, I'm living with a geometrical genius, a like-minded whiz kid, yeah? We're going to be the Simon and Garfunkel of maths. And then he met me the next day, and he thought, Christ, it's more like Ant and Dec. I could sense his disappointment. And I swear a part of him thought, did this northern monkey nick my laptop? Anyway, I liked Sam immediately. His taste in music reminded me of my dad. I don't know what 18-year-old is into 70s hard like dad rock, but you know. And he was the only person that I met in the entire first year who didn't say, will you do an impression of Dave Fort in the Big Brother house? Every day I do. I also loved how annoyed he got when anybody accidentally called him Barry Samuels. It happened more than you'd think. It's ridiculous. So I did what any good friend would do, and I started calling him Bazza. The nickname didn't stick, sadly. But for 22 years, and I swear this is the truth, he's been saved in my phone as Sam Baz. And it always gets a rise out of him. Always gets a rise. Anyway, I think I slowly grew on him, despite the north-south divide and our contrasting backgrounds. You see, I was brought up in Gateshead, a place that some of you here might know, where my days at the local comp brought dilemmas like, what's somebody going to take off me today? My lunch money or my shoes, you know? Meanwhile, Sam went to a quaint village school where his daily dilemma was whether to use apples or pears in the cider making class. But soon we'd realise we had a hell of a lot in common. For a start, we both still harboured the ambitions, another naughty pun, awful, of 10-year-old boys. You see, I still wanted to be, at that age, a footballer. He wanted to be a fighter pilot. In truth, we both still had more chance of becoming Miss World, I think. But we did stumble on something that would forge an unassailable bond and make us into a world-beating duo. And it was called Championship Manager. Now, you see, for those who don't know, it's a football simulation game where you don't play as footballers, but as managers. It's drowning in data, this game. Right? You decide which players to buy, who to sell, what team to pick, even who to fine for disciplinary reasons. Sounded that lot. It requires a combination of sporting instinct and analytical scrutiny, and it proved the perfect blend of my football obsession and Sam's data-driven genius. So which team did we choose to take to greatness? Was it Real Madrid? Manchester United, who were good at the time? No, in the first sign of Sam's insanely competitive nature, he chose Portsmouth, lowly Portsmouth. We took them from the bottom divisions to European glory, and we worshipped players that nobody's ever heard of. To this day, he's just mentioned it as well. We still talk about our legendary winger, Andy Monkhouse. But the worse than that, we still remember the nickname we gave him. Spunky Monkey. We lost days to that game, weeks. While our peers would be out meeting girls and expanding their horizons, our horizons would be gradually dwindling into a small box room with a tiny little beer fridge. We'd stay there until the early hours of the morning. When we'd finally go to bed, we'd bump into our drunken housemates just getting home. And they'd be like, crazy night, man, we've just got kicked out of the club. What did you guys get up to? We were like, Spunky Monkeys just won us the Champions League. Now, one of the most extreme examples of Sam's competitive nature was when he got his first flat in London. And he'd become obsessed. He got a Nintendo Wii, and he'd become obsessed with getting a perfect score in 10-pin bowling. Do you remember this? Yep, of course you do. Now, for that, you need 12 strikes in a row. Now, I was visiting one weekend, but I wasn't getting there until the evening. And when he answered the door, he had a frantic look on his face. Didn't say hello, how are you, lovely to see you. He said, come, quick. Turned out that morning, he'd hit 11 strikes in a row, and then he paused the game, waiting for me to arrive. He had it paused all day so that he could take his 12th turn, hit a strike, and have someone witness his greatness. I was like, are you for real? Let me get a beer. Now, while I cracked a can, he began his stretches, getting back in the zone. And as well as wondering whether he should really be diagnosed with something, I'm ashamed to say a large part of me was praying for a gutter ball. Like I was like, oh God, this would make the whole trip worthwhile. But of course, the bastard nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. And I swear he was crying tears of joy. You see, when Alexander the Great was 33, he cried salt tears because there were no worlds left to conquer. Sam was only 24. His competitive nature permeates every aspect of his life. I remember watching Countdown with him, and if he hadn't got the maths puzzle before the time had run out, he'd scamper out the room, right? And he wouldn't come back in until he'd got the answer. Eventually, he'd run back in, he'd show me his piece of paper, and he said, "Is that how Vorderman got it?" And I'm like, "I've got no idea. Deal or no deal's on now." And then there was the time we went horse racing. Carla, Martin, Kate, you might remember it. Jill and Steve were there too. Great day. But Sam, being Sam, decided that he was going to put his data system to the test. Horse racing by algorithm. "You watch," he said. "We're in safe hands here." But there was somebody else there that day who wanted to take a slightly different, more traditional approach. Sam's mother, Jill. Ahead of each race, Sam would consult his system, see which horse it was predicting. He'd be like, "Number 5 runs well over boggy ground." Meanwhile, Jill would just be thumbing through the programme and she'd be like the colour of number 7. "Yeah, I'll go with that." Next race, Sam would be like, "System says number 2 wins these distances with ease." Jill would be like, "Oh, number 3's got a lovely name." I'll let you guess who won the most races over the day. He's still fuming about that. Now, the other thing to know about Sam is that he subscribes to the theory of if you want something done right, do it yourself. Now, that, by and large, is an admirable trait, especially for a leader, yeah? Never ask something of others that you wouldn't be willing to do yourself. But if you allow me to nitpick just a little, I would suggest that unless you're a qualified health practitioner, this motto shouldn't extend into medicine. And yet, this man, for the entirety of university, refused to register for a doctor. "What's the point?" he'd say. "I'll just sort it myself." And I thought, it's fair to say I was a little bit dubious, but sure enough, we didn't have to wait long to see that he meant every word. You see, Sam sustained an injury playing football, one that would be cruelly nicknamed Shrek toe. Now, while some people would, very aware that we're all stood here barefoot now, but while some people would see a seriously ingrown toenail and think doctor, Sam took one look at his swollen big toe and thought, blunt knife, maths compass, cotton wool. I witnessed one of these DIY surgeries and I will never unsee it. It was harrowing. But while I trust Sam to be a little less cavalier when it comes to his health these days, he hasn't grown out of his fondness for utensils. I mean, Katie mentioned it earlier. His propensity for kitchenware is genuinely unhinged. When I first saw his kitchen drawer, I wasn't sure if he was planning to bake a cake or undertake repairs on the International Space Station. Mandolin slicer, spiralizer, digital salt shaker, toast tongs, truffle shaver, butter curler. You name it, he has it. While most of us would look at a blowtorch and think Hollywood heist movie, Sam thinks baked Alaska. Am I right? Or a meringue?
Oh, yes! Yes!
And people say puns are the lowest form of wit. Now, dining is an important part of Sam's social life. And as you've seen with Katie's brilliant guide to Palma that we've all been consulting this weekend, it's a passion that they share. Sam's always impressed me with his ability to ingratiate himself into any new community through his love of fine dining. He only needs to have lived in a place for a month and he'll be on first name terms with the butcher. The wine merchant will find him a table on a Saturday evening without a booking, and the Michelin star chef will be offering Sam his finest single malt on the house in exchange for some pan recommendations. Sam's at home in these salubrious surroundings, especially when he was in London. He'd be drinking a glass of wine and he just sat casually say something like, "This is the bottle of wine that Jude Law was drinking in here the other week." Yeah. Or we'd be in a pub and he'd be like, "That's where Ian McKellen sits on a Tuesday, has a couple of guest deals and walks home." I'd say the only establishment when I've ever seen him completely discombobulated was in my local match day pub in Sunderland. Fine dining, it is not. But unlike London, value for money, it certainly is, much to this man's surprise. You see, when it came to Sam's round, he came back looking like he'd seen a ghost. I say, "You all right?" He says, "I've just bought 4 pints. And I got change from £10 note." He was so certain the barmaid had made a mistake that he kept trying to hand her money. She didn't take too kindly to that. But when I informed him that the maths was indeed correct and the price of a pint was £1.90, I genuinely thought he was going to faint. And I thought, yeah, tell that to Gandalf next time you see him. Yeah. Now, a few years ago, Sam asked if I'd help him out in his new business. And there's always a risk working with friends that the relationship might fray under the stress. And I remember those early days well, crashing on his sofa in Limehouse for weeks on end. The only respite being the occasional quiz night at the Gordon Ramsay pub. Yes, that was another Sam name drop. It was as frantic as you'd expect from a startup, but it was also a hell of a lot of fun. And I remember one of the first things we worked on was the story behind the name Little Fish. And it came from an inspirational talk that Sam had with Carla at Barclays, who told him no one wants to be a little fish. And it's the idea that you learn from the bigger fish in the pond and you continue to grow until one day you look around and not only have you made it to the ocean, but you're the biggest fish in there. And it's a mindset that Sam has had ever since, really. And he is the most driven person I'll ever know, the most hardworking person. But to echo what Katie said earlier, he works hard not simply because he wants to enjoy the finer things in life, but because he wants his nearest and dearest to as well. And I've seen that firsthand, and I owe him so much. But one of Sam's flaws, back on track, and I've told him this before, so this won't be a surprise, is that he's such a grafter that he rarely stops to appreciate his life's wins. Well, I think now is a good time to do that because look around you. It's fair to say you're on the biggest fish in the ocean right now, on a boat in the Med, surrounded by all your loved ones and a lot of wine. But your most important and best win is your wonderful wife sitting right next to you. And what I love about Sam and Katie is they have a real yin and yang vibe about them. Katie has the patience of a saint. Sam wants the Sistine Chapel built yesterday. Katie has a calm and tranquil nature. Sam has the air of a man who has to decide between cutting the green or the red wire. Katie has a deep respect for language and a flourish to her writing. Sam would speak in Morse code if only the rest of us would agree. Katie wants to run marathons. Sam wants to run the world. But the good news is, Katie's rationale tends to win out. And if you need any more proof, ask Sam about his current 10K PB. No, the truth is, your individual traits bring the best out of each other. It's a perfect balance and it makes you such a fine match. And speaking of balance, the double-barreled surname is a beautiful touch, genuinely beautiful touch. But if Sam thinks that by changing his surname, he's going to get out of having a annoying nickname in my phone, he's got another thing coming. You see, I haven't wasted any time. He's now in there as Sam Newtsy Baz, which I think rolls off the tongue. I'm sure you'll all agree. No, I'm sure everybody here would join me in thanking both of you for what's been a truly epic weekend, an amazing, wonderful weekend of celebration. And from the bottom of my heart, I wish you both a lifetime of love, giggles, and adventure. And I'd like, ladies and gentlemen, if you could raise your glasses, please, and join me in a toast to the Newton Barrys.
Newton Barry.
Cheers. Thank you.
The speech.
All right,
Love you, man.
All right. Well done. Been great day.
Oh, thanks, Alexi.
Been a class.